1800 hours, Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan, the news read by Ali Ahmed. First, the headlines. Prime Minister will inaugurate Sehat Card Plus program for entire population of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province in Swat tomorrow. Addressing a ceremony of China International Import Expo at Shanghai through a special video message, President says special economic zones being established in Pakistan will attract investments from China and rest of the world. Chairman of Presidency of Bosnia and Herzegovina has acknowledged Pakistan's continuous efforts for peace and stability in the region. Russian Federation Special Forces contingent arrived in Pakistan today for a 2 weeks long joint exercise, Druzuba. Foreign Minister says Pakistan continues to raise voice of oppressed Kashmiri people at all the international fora. Kashmiris on both sides of the line of control and the world over will observe the Jammu Martyrs' Day tomorrow with renewed pledge to continue the martyrs' mission till realization of their inalienable right to self-determination. And now, the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan will inaugurate the Sehat Card Plus program for the entire population of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa in Swat tomorrow. This was disclosed by Health Minister Taimur Salim Jhagra along with the Special Assistant on Information Kamran Mangash in a news briefing in Peshawar today. Taimur Salim Jhagra said program will be completely implemented across the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa for 100% population by 31st January next year. He said in the first phase, health insurance scheme has been started in 6 districts of Malakand division since 1st of this month. 40,000 non-resident Pakistanis have so far opened Russian digital accounts and 1,000 new accounts are being opened on daily basis. Pakistan's High Commission Ottawa and Consulate General of Pakistan, Toronto, shared the figures with Pakistanis based in Canada and North America at a webinar hosted. The participants were also apprised about the details and benefits of the Russian digital accounts, as well as the role of remittances in the national development. President Dr. Arif Alvi has said special economic zones being established in Pakistan will attract investments from China and rest of the world. Addressing the third China International Import Expo ceremony held at Shanghai through a special video message, he said China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, a flagship project of Belt and Road Initiative, is forging ahead successfully. He said in the first phase it focused on energy and infrastructure sectors development, while in the second phase, development of social sector, agriculture, and establishment of industry are at its core. The third China International Import Expo in Shanghai brings together around 2,600 businesses from over 120 countries and regions and has already registered about 400,000 professional buyers. Foreign Minister Shami Qureshi has said steps are afoot to ensure fast-track implementation of second phase of CPEC-related projects. Talking to a Chinese ambassador to Pakistan, Nong Rong, in Islamabad today, the foreign minister said both Pakistan and China have always supported each other in difficult times, expressing gratitude to China for extending timely assistance to Pakistan to cope with coronavirus. He said the entire world knows exemplary and everlasting friendship between Pakistan and China. The Chinese ambassador assured to make all-out efforts to further strengthen bilateral relations between the two countries. Chairman of Presidency of Bosnia and Herzegovina, Asif Zefrovic, has said greater interaction between the parliamentarians of Pakistan and Bosnia will further enhance cooperation in diverse sectors. Talking to Speaker National Assembly Asad Khaisar in Islamabad today, Asif Zefrovic said his country attaches great importance to its relations with Pakistan as it is one of the few countries to extend assistance to his country after it came into being and later during the stabilization process. The Speaker National Assembly proposed a parliamentary moot in Islamabad to ponder over the areas of possible cooperation. He said the Bosnian investors can invest in energy, manufacturing, and trade sectors in Pakistan. Chairman of Presidency of Bosnia and Herzegovina held a meeting with the Army Chief General Qamar Javed Bajwa in Rawalpindi today. and discussed regional security and Pakistan-Bosnia relations. Speaking on the occasion, the army chief said Pakistan attaches great importance to the brotherly relations with Bosnia and Herzegovina, said Pakistan is proud of strong bond of love and support between the people of two countries. They discussed enhanced bilateral cooperation in various fields, including defense, technical expertise, and joint ventures. The visiting dignitary also acknowledged Pakistan's continuous efforts for peace and stability in the region and pledged to further enhance bilateral relations. Russian Federation Special Forces contingent arrived in Pakistan today for 2 weeks-long joint exercise, Zuba. According to the ISPR, the exercise is aimed at sharing both armies' experience in counter-terrorism domain. Skydiving and hostage rescue operations will be highlights of the exercise. This is Radio Pakistan. Foreign Minister Xiaoyan says Pakistan continues to raise the voice of the oppressed Kashmiri people at all the international fora, including the United Nations, European Union, Organization of Islamic Countries, and human rights organizations. He was talking to Chairman Jammu and Kashmir Self-Determination Movement International, Raja Najabat Hussain, who called on him in Islamabad. The foreign minister said Pakistan will continue to extend moral, diplomatic, and political support to the Kashmiri people in their just struggle for right to self-determination. Kashmir is on both sides of the line of control, and the world over will observe the Jammu Martyrs' Day tomorrow with renewed pledge to thwart Indian machinations and to continue the Martyrs' mission till the realization of their inalienable right to self-determination. According to the Kashmir Media Service, hundreds of thousands of Kashmiris were massacred by the forces of Maharaja Hari Singh, Indian Army, and Hindu extremists in different parts of Jammu region while they were migrating to Pakistan during the first week of November in 1947. The All Parties Hurriyat Conference and other Hurriyat leaders and organizations in their separate statements hailed the great sacrifices of the martyrs. All Parties Hurriyat Conference spokesman in a statement in Srinagar termed the 6th November 1947 tragedy as the worst kind of genocide in human history. Israel has demolished most of a Bedouin village in the occupied West Bank, displacing 73 Palestinians, including 41 children, in the largest such demolition in years. According to the United Nations officials, the remains of the demolished village of Kirbat Hunsa lay across the hillsides. Palestinian Prime Minister Mohammed Shtayyeh, in a tweet, accused Israel of timing the demolition for Election Day as the tension is focused on United States election. Israel chose this evening to commit another crime to demolish 70 Palestinian homes. The United Nations and its partners have voiced regret over United States' departure from the Paris Agreement on climate change. Talking to media in New York, the United Nations spokesperson Stephanie Dujarric said that our belief in the need for a strong and active Paris Agreement remains unchanged. Under the Paris Agreement, countries pledged to take action to keep temperature rise to below 2 degrees Celsius and limit global warming to 1.5 degrees. In the United States, counting of votes in presidential election has entered into final stage, with Democratic candidate Joe Biden getting closer to victory. Joe Biden is leading the tally with 264 electoral votes and needs just 6 more votes to win the election. Donald Trump has so far secured 214 electoral college votes. A winning candidate has to bag at least 270 votes, and in case of a tie, the matter is referred to the Congress. The Ethiopian Prime Minister has vowed to continue a military offensive in the northern state of Tigray despite international calls for restraint. In a televised address, Ethiopian Prime Minister Mr. Abiy said their operation was launched in response to a deadly attack on a military camp. And finally, the weather report. Mainly dry weather is likely to prevail over most parts of the country, while cold in hilly areas of Kashmir, North Balochistan, and Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa during the next 12 hours. Smog is predicted in few plain areas of Punjab during the morning hours. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.